In the months following the attack on Pearl Harbor, Americans were on high alert, particularly on the West Coast. Fear of a Japanese attack or invasion were realistically considered. Alaska and the San Francisco Bay Area were warned that ships or submarines were just off the coast. But there was one more thing. This is the story of the Battle of Los Angeles. After Pearl Harbor, the Japanese sent 7 submarines to patrol the West Coast. They sank 2 merchant ships and damaged 6 others, then returned to friendly waters in December to refuel and resupply. On February 23, 1942, a sub that returned attacked the Elwood oil field near Santa Barbara, doing minimal damage. On February 24, 1942, the Office of Naval Intelligence issued a warning that an attack on mainland California could be expected within the next 10 hours. An alert was in place that night, but lifted a few hours later. It was at 2:25 a.m. that air raid sirens began sounding throughout Los Angeles County. At that time, a total blackout was ordered in the area. At 3:16 a.m., the 37th Coast Artillery Brigade began firing 50 caliber machine gun rounds and 12.8-pound anti-aircraft shells into the air at reported aircraft. Over 1,400 shells were eventually fired. The artillery fire continued sporadically for almost an hour. At 4:14 a.m., the all clear was sounded and the blackout order was lifted at 7:21 a.m. Several buildings and vehicles were damaged by shell fragments, and 5 civilians died as an indirect result of the anti-aircraft fire. 3 were killed in car accidents in the ensuing chaos, and 2 of heart attacks attributed to stress. Just hours after the end of the air raid, Secretary of the Navy Frank Knox held a press conference. In that, he stated that the entire incident had been a false alarm due to anxiety and war nerves. Knox's comments were followed by statements from the Army the next day that reflected a supposition from General Marshall that the incident might have been caused by enemy agents using commercial airplanes in a psychological warfare campaign to generate mass panic. There is a lot to unpack with our research. What is true versus what is false is a line that has blurred so much, it is hard to see the truth for what it is. Was the Battle of Los Angeles a meteorological balloon? A Japanese attack? An alien invasion? Or simply a case of mass hysteria? We're going to lay out this bag of snakes and find out if this really happened, or if they made Orson Welles proud.